Hey guys, so I was recently given this Husqvarna HU700F. My girlfriend's co-worker had this. Thank you, Leah, and her husband. They had this sitting in their yard. They said it was broken down. Come on over and pick it up. So of course I was going to go ahead and do that. And I have no idea what's wrong with it. All I know is that her husband said, have fun with this one. So it didn't sound too promising, but we're going to take a look at it and see what happens. I haven't touched it yet. I haven't looked at it. Supervisor is out here helping today, for right now anyways. She'll probably go to sleep in a little bit, but I think the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and blow this thing off and try to fire it up, see what happens. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just check the oil real quick. And it's a tad low, but not too bad, so that's not an issue. The first thing I'm noticing here is I don't think this safety lever right here, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this safety lever right off the bat, this thing doesn't feel right. It's rusty. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, so that safety lever, one, it feels rusty. Two, it just does not seem to be closing that. Either way, maybe it is closing it. I really don't think that's closed, but perhaps it is. Let's just go ahead and try it. Let me check the gas, I guess. Gas looks empty. Let's put some gas in it. I'm not going to go too crazy on this gas. This has an auto choke system on it, so might have to drain this gas in a little bit anyways if we start working on this thing. I'm not a big fan of this. I'm just not sure how far that has to go to this is your basically your kill switch. I'm not sure how far that has to go to make contact. Fuel is open. Auto choke system, not a giant fan of that either. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, so that's not working out so well. Oh, and what do we have here? This is interesting. We'll just come on right over here. Well, that's going to be a fun one. I don't even know what's going on there. So definitely got some issues going on here with this. Just dripping gas right now. Well, he wasn't kidding when he said have fun with this one. Let's just go ahead and pop this out of here. Let's see what we're looking at here. Okay. Yeah. So gas is just pouring out of the carburetor. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the gas off. That's probably a good idea. So we've got carb issues, I'm assuming. Or is it because it flooded because I pulled it too many times and there was no spark, perhaps? I think I'd like to just get some of this this gas cleaned up on here. I'm going to I'll go ahead and hold this down with some tape or something like that. See if that's actually closing. We'll see if this is actually closing. It's right there. Sure doesn't look like it's going all the way. I'm not really sure how far it's supposed to go. But we'll see if that's actually closing. And then see if we're getting spark. I think that's probably going to be a good place to start. Okay. I'll put the spark plug back in here. I'm actually not going to be able to see this, so I'm going to have to use the camera. So I'm going to zoom in on this, and I'm going to go crank on that for a second and see. I'll have to come back here and see if we had any spark. I'll have to stop the camera and rewind it for a minute and see if we had any spark on film here. So here's one pull. Here's two pulls. Here's three pulls. Okay, so it looked like we had some spark there. I wasn't quite sure how great of the spark it was, but it was sparking nonetheless. So I'm going to try putting some gas up into this cylinder, just a little squirt of gas, just to see what's going on here. And then I'm going to screw the spark plug back in. Get the plug back on there and see if we can fire this for a second. Okay, so that's a good sign right there. If you guys don't know what that is, you've got to have three things to make an engine run. Gas, we got to have fuel, spark, compression. And if the fuel is not getting in there because something's happening over there with that carburetor, it doesn't matter if you have spark, compression, all of those different things, it's not going to run. So the fact that that fuel was pouring out all over the place down here, It sure seems like something is causing the fuel not to get into the engine right here. So I guess the first place I'm going to start with this thing is going to be pulling this carburetor off and cleaning it out. Maybe buying a kit for it or something like that. But I think we'll just start with taking it apart, cleaning it out. Maybe there's a stuck needle valve in there or something like that. I'm not really sure. But that's going to be a good starting point right here. It does seem to have compression. It does seem to have spark, obviously. We had it running there for a second, so the components are there of a running engine. So we just got to see what's going on with this guy. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're down here on the floor working on this thing now. I got it back in the shop. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove this spark plug boot. I wouldn't want this thing firing up while I'm working on it. Not that I think that's going to happen from removing the carburetor, but it's probably just best to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to move you guys back around over here. And we're going to get this air filter cover off first. Okay, and I just spent about 5 minutes looking for a socket to fit this. And here's a pro tip for you, although I'm not a pro. Buy yourself about 10 millimeter sockets and wrenches and nothing else. If you don't know what I mean, it means that more times than not, 10 millimeter on just about everything nowadays is the preferred size. And of course, I can never find one. That's just how that goes. Go ahead and speed this up. Okay. We've got some action here. I want to go ahead and film this so I know how it all goes back together. Now, I've already closed off the fuel line. That's going to be important here. Let's see what we got here. Airline goes up into there. Yeah, airline into there. Okay. We're going to get some gas around right now. That comes out of there like that. Got the bolts going through here. We do have a gasket right here. So if the carburetor was on here like this, I just want to make a good reference here. This came through like that with those bolts. This is going to come out like this. This piece goes like that. Up against here. Okay, and that is a gasket on there. That's up against there like that. This butts up against here. We've got ourselves a gasket on here. I'll just try to leave that in place for right now just to see if we can save that. We've got this little spring right here that's hooking through the end of that. And then we've got our throttle. On that one. Try and get that out of there. Come on. Let's get this fuel line off first. clipped on. Kind of rock this a little bit and maybe it'll come off of there. Come on. Come on, guy. Oh, it's on there. All right, there we go. Now we can just tilt that and it comes out. And of course, there's some fuel dropping out of there. I'll wipe that up real quick. And there's going to be fuel in this carburetor. And what we're looking at here is this. Okay. Hopefully we can save this gasket. If not, I can got a good look at what it looks like. I've got a gasket making kit to make another one. So let's get this up on the bench and take a look and see what we got going on here. Alrighty, so we're back at it. We've got the carburetor. Here it is, off of our Husqvarna lawnmower. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is hit it with some compressed air, blow all that crap off the outside of it. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove this bowl down here. Probably go ahead and put this over this, just in case a bunch of oh, this little magnet too, just in case a bunch of gas comes out of here. At least I can soak it up if that happens. Nothing too crazy yet. That's not wanting to come off of there. See if I can give it a little whack. Oh, yeah. We may have found a problem here. Good Lord, that is crazy. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting this to be that bad. That's, wow. That's truly shocking. That is the worst bunch of crap I've ever seen in a carburetor. Okay, well, you guys saw it here. Yeah. So, where do we even begin on this? What is this stuff even? It's just some sort of like spent fuel or something like that. It's crazy. This whole thing's probably just totally clogged up. But okay, let's see what we got here. So I want to go ahead and get the float out. And this pin is kind of, wow. It's like seized in there. There was some carb spray. And get a brush on it. Now I was trying to, I've been wanting to get an ultrasonic cleaner I've been trying to hold off until I move, so I just got less things to move. But from the looks of this, boy, do I need one now. But man, that pin is just not coming out of there. Punch. It looks like that broke it free. Definitely looks like it moved down a little bit. Give it a whack from the other side now and try to free it up a little bit in here. Yep, it's definitely moving now. Nope. Boy, oh boy. Here it comes. I mean, wow, unbelievable. So the float was in here like this. Man, this thing is just absolutely crazy. Needle went like that. And the pin went through here like this, just for reference. I'm not only making these videos for you guys, but as I take stuff apart, I like to take pictures or videos. That's always a smart thing to do. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this needle. I do not have a carb kit for this. Take a look at this needle. We can get this in here. Where are we? Just looking for damage on this and feeling the rubber. It feels pretty decent. Looks pretty decent. I've got pretty good eyes. If you don't have good eyes, probably a good time to take a picture, zoom in, get a magnifying glass out, something like that. Let's try to focus on that one more time. And it just does not want to focus. There we go. Okay. So we'll put that to the side. All right, back to this carburetor. So this thing is absolutely just trashed. Ugh. Okay. All right, I've been kicking around here trying to think of a way to clean this up a little bit better. I don't really have any good ways of doing it, honestly. I don't particularly have the tools around here for it. I'd like to just take this into a sandblaster and just blast it out, honestly, or put it in an ultraviolet, put it into an ultrasonic tank. I've just been trying to get like a dental pick in there and break some of this stuff free. But before I get too much further into it, I know there's some things over here, like there's a hole right here. Like this thing's just disintegrating. So let me try to get this this emulsion tube out of here. Let's see if we can get this out and take a look at. I honestly, there it goes. Okay, I was gonna say I can't even see Might just fall right apart. Ugh. Yeah, this thing is just completely eaten up around this tube and everything. Okay, it's going to be a new carburetor. So yeah, I've decided just to go ahead and get a new carburetor. Maybe keep some of the pieces on it or something like that, but I just don't like the way any of this is looking right here. This is all like corroded, and this just goes to show what happens when you use ethanol gas, I suspect. I mean, this is a buyer beware right here. I don't care if it says it takes ethanol gas or not. I can almost guarantee this is what caused this. But this thing is just so corroded and like oxidized. I can only imagine it's the same way all throughout this thing. And I just don't think it's worth rebuilding. And this emulsion tube is absolutely just stuck inside of there. And it's already stripping out, just trying to take it out. And I had a good screwdriver on it. So this thing's pretty well shot. I'm just going to go ahead and order a new carburetor.